So Real Madrid head coach Carlo Ancelotti has blasted the FIFA Club World Cup by saying that he is rejecting that Real Madrid will participate in that tournament, and then turned around 2 hours later and said that his words were minced, which I don't understand, because as you can see here, this Fabrizio Romano tweet was quoted. It's in quotes. Real Madrid will not go to the FIFA Club World Cup. We will reject the invitation like other clubs. Just one single Real Madrid match is worth £20 million, and they want to give us that money for the whole competition. No way. Negative. He told it to a media platform in Spain, obviously, and then came after that 2 hours and then said, in my interview with Guilnare, my words about the FIFA Club World Cup have not been interpreted in the way I intended. Nothing could be further from my interest than rejecting the possibility of playing a tournament that I think can be great. So Real Madrid is clearly still against FIFA and UEFA because, you know, um, FIFA is known, man, as a governing body that I've never heard FIFA maybe coming to a club's rescue to say, hey club, you spent 100 million on such and such player, they are injured now, and just so that we can compensate you because that player, because for an example, if you buy a player like Kylian Mbappe, right, he's expected to feature in these tournaments, and with him being expected to feature in these tournaments, big sponsors, big corporations will be willing to spend money on Mbappe because he's got all the eyes, right? It's all about the eyeballs and the clicks. And Real Madrid is one of the biggest clubs now in this case because they are a big player that is known to acquire big players, and that's a risk on its own because when you look at a player like Eden Hazard was signed for like north up like for 100 million, and he never really did any significant contribution towards Real Madrid's success, But when a player like Eden Hazard isn't playing, FIFA is not going to come and say, look here, we know that you took a loss in Eden Hazard just because you were keeping the talent in Europe to play in UEFA and in the FIFA Club World Cup or whatsoever competition. Let's compensate you. Let us take a loss also, not just you as a club, because this player hasn't turned out to be the investment that you wanted him to be. No, FIFA never does that, and even UEFA in this case. So the idea that I think Real Madrid is trying to broker is that they are trying to form something like the NBA, whereby you have a collective bargaining agreement between the team owners and someone that's going to be like a figurehead to negotiate salaries, whereby you have like a salary caps, like the NBA. Basically, the Super League was going to be something like the NBA, but for clubs, right? But the backlash came from that because people saw, as an example, they saw that there was going to be a cutoff because we still want to see a team like Leicester City that came from the Championship to the EPL and won it. That Cinderella story that you've never heard of. Teams like Bayern Leverkusen going unbeaten for a long time. Those clubs that are well built in an organic way. We want those teams to shine. It shouldn't be a closed league, and a lot of fans, I take my head off for them for destroying the Super League. But in this case, that idea hasn't left Fiorentino Perez, because Fiorentino Perez is still a man of business. He still wants to do away with FIFA and UEFA because he sees them as just the middleman that takes money and doesn't even have one single loss. If a club that is buying a player for 200 million is suddenly like that player is injured, they don't even support those teams. So they want to do away with that, and then they can form a Super League sort of. So I don't blame them, but Carlo Ancelotti has came back twice around now and said that he has been misquoted in that interview, and that that those words are not what he intended to say, you know. So I just think that this is just another stumbling block in this Super League, and I think the Super League will come around again, you know, because there's a lot of football being played and a lot of competition. Just imagine in Spain how many tournaments are in Spain, how many tournaments are in England, how many tournaments are in Germany, and you still get the FIFA Club World Cup. All these players must still play international football. The minutes pile up, players get injured, players don't make appearances, and you know, Real Madrid, in some sort of way, by coming here to create the Super League, I think their intentions. I won't say I know all of their intentions, but I feel like this idea of the Super League, 2% of me will agree with it because FIFA hasn't done anything to support these teams when they buy these players and the players don't pan out, you know. So let me know what you think in the bottom, man. Do you think that FIFA do you think that Real Madrid is in the right by going against FIFA and also threatening them by saying that also other clubs will pull out of the Club World Cup? Or should Real Madrid remain in its place as a club and run its own club and not try to influence these big companies? Because we all know, you know, FIFA and also UEFA, they just take money, man. Even years ago, you heard about Sepp Blatter when he was found to be taking bribes under the table, you know. So I don't know, man. Just let me know what you think in the comments below. Cheers.